Good morning from the Philippines, everyone. So in today's topic, I would like to talk about the biggest thing, and this is in my opinion, the biggest thing that keeps foreigners from moving out to the Philippines or even just Southeast Asia for that matter. Stick around. All right, guys, so I was talking to my friend today, and we were discussing what might be the single biggest thing that keeps foreigners from moving out here. Now, this is just based on things that I've heard, stories other expats tell me, emails and messages I get from people who watch my channel. I'll start off by saying that I think that there's probably 75% of people who watch YouTube channels about the Philippines, you know, mine, Old Dog's, everyone else's, probably will never ever make it out here. It's a small percent that actually gets out here and makes the move. And that's what we're going to discuss today. But also another thing is a lot of the guys that just go on dating sites chatting up with Filipinas, I would say a huge portion of them probably will never meet as well. It's just it's a pastime. It makes them feel good. Hey, I'm talking to a hot 25-year-old. I'm 60, you know, and she's, you know, beautiful, but maybe they just never have the funds, or they just can't get the time off of work, or they've never traveled before, and it's just too scary of a proposition to do. That leads me to what I think is the biggest thing that keeps foreigners from moving here. I'm going to start off with my own personal story here first before I disclose what it is. When I was going through a divorce, I was still in the house with my ex-wife. We were just sleeping in separate bedrooms at this point, and I was looking for a place to live, and I needed it to be inexpensive. So I was checking the paper. I think I was in the break room one day at work talking, and one of my coworkers says, "Hey, I've got a basement that you could rent out. I'd rent it out for $500 a month, including, you know, internet, electric, water, the whole thing." And I was like, wow, that sounds like a great deal. In my mind, I was thinking, my God, this is going to be some dark, dingy basement, maybe unfinished. Who knows? I didn't know what to expect. Well, he said, come over, look at it after work, and you can decide. So went to his house. He had a big, really nice house, and finished basement, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, huge living room, a laundry area, and I was like, holy smoke, yeah, I will take it. I mean, completely furnished, everything down to sheets and towels for me. So $500 a month in the States, I was like, yeah, I'll absolutely take it. And I moved there. During that time period, right before I had moved there, I was fighting with my ex-wife about possessions. Okay, you take this, I'll take this, and we were just back and forth on who would get what and who would get the furniture and all this stuff. And once I moved in here into this furnished place, I said to myself, you know what, keep it. And so I let her keep everything down to tools. And I mean, I ended up keeping some things, and only because I knew she had no interest in it, and I probably could sell it, and some of it was just garbage, to be honest. And this is what I think is the biggest thing for foreigners that holds them back from moving out to the Philippines, and again, it could be Southeast Asia, Latin America, anywhere they've decided to move out of the country. And I remember thinking back, I remember having a closet just full of decorating stuff. I mean, it was stacked with these plastic totes, like maybe 4 high. One with Christmas, I think there was 2 with Christmas decorations. 1 for Halloween, 1 for Easter, 1 for Thanksgiving. I mean, it was just ridiculous. All the money dumped into this garbage. You know, Maya and I, we have a Christmas tree, but that's it. It goes into a box, it goes under the stairs, and that's it. And I look and see my current place, and yes, I've acquired stuff. This was an unfurnished place. I got which I kind of like, because now I got a nice 65-inch TV. I've got reclining sofa. You know, I've kind of got things set up the way I like. But this is not clutter. And there's a difference between clutter, useless garbage, and things you actually need. You know, I mean, cooking stuff for Maya. Maya loves cooking, so we pretty much got everything she needs for cooking. And I'm totally okay with that because I don't see it as clutter. It's stuff that's needed, used. The recliner sofa, the TV, it's all stuff that we use. And I think I talk to so many foreigners, and the ones who can make it out here successfully, or they struggle with letting go of that stuff. Now, I don't want to make this a video into minimalism. I've done those videos before. This is really just letting go of your initial stuff, selling the home, selling the car, and getting away from that security that you've held on to for so long. It is a scary thing. So really hats off to the foreigners who move out to Southeast Asia, Philippines, Latin America, wherever, because it does take a little bit of kuyans to, you know, sell your stuff, get rid of the house, get rid of the car, or get rid of all your possessions. I mean, some people hang on to some of it and they store it in a family member's garage. I'm really down to one box that is in my sister's garage, which I will take possession of when I go back in end of May, June, and I will proceed to get rid of the rest of it. You know, a lot of it's photos, which I'm just going to upload and make it all digital. So, and some paperwork that I just don't need, or I'll bring with me the remaining things. So it takes a little bit to get to the point where you can finally just sell everything, give it away, you know, whatever, to move out to the Philippines. And again, I always tell people, make sure you've done several trips out here. Don't just extended trips too, not just 2 weeks here and another 2 weeks, because you'll never really be out of the tourist mode and you won't really know what it's like to live here. You got to really know what it's like to live here. And I don't think that happens till around the 90-day mark personally. I think once you've been here about 90 days, you kind of start to get out of the tourist mode. Things aren't maybe quite as exciting, and you start to see things, you know, the way they really are here, or whether you really do like the Philippines or not, because honestly, a lot of people don't really like it here. They just can't make it work. You know, other people would much rather be in Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, wherever. So the one thing about possessions, Filipinos, you don't ever see them with a ton of useless crap. Now, there's probably a few reasons for that. One, they don't have the space. Two, they don't have the disposable income to even purchase all this nonsense. You know, like I said, I had a big closet full of just decorations, Christmas decorations, Halloween, Easter, Thanksgiving, just ridiculous. And they don't see the need for it. And that's a good thing. Actually, sometimes Maya and I will talk. I'll be like, yeah, I want to get this. And she's like, no, you don't need that. No, don't buy that. You don't need that. And she kind of brings me down to reality. It's like, do I really need this? Yeah, probably not. So she actually saves me some pesos sometimes, because sometimes now that Amazon ships here, that's can be dangerous sometimes. But I try not to buy useless crap. I try only to buy things that I really will use, and things that aren't going to clutter. I don't save knickknacks anymore. I mean, back in the States, I had a plate collection. You guys may know of this company if you're from the US. It was called Franklin Mint. And I was a big Sinatra fan, you know, Italian family. We grew up, Sinatra is like a patron saint, you know. And so I had these singing Frank Sinatra plates that were Franklin Mint. Ended up selling them all, and actually made some money off of it on eBay. I think I got 2, 3, 4 times the amount that I paid for them. But again, did I need this? No, I didn't need this nonsense. I never even got to display them. They ended up being in a closet and just saving them. And it's nice to be here and not have to do that anymore. I don't buy useless crap. And Maya and I, every once in a while, we'll go through and we'll find something. We'll be like, hey, let's get rid of this. We don't use it. We can either one of two things. We'll either we'll sell it, because the used market has quite the quite the value here in the Philippines, much more than in the States. Here you'll see people with used items selling it for much higher than I think you could get for it in the States. And people eat it up, they buy it. So I've never had any problem selling anything on Facebook Marketplace, whether it be a piece of old furniture or whatever. Or the other thing is we just look at it and say, you know what, your friend could use this. Maybe a friend who doesn't have the financial means to purchase something like this. We're never going to use it. We already have 2 of them, and the other one that we have is much better, so let's just get rid of it. So that's kind of what we do. I've done that with like shirts I've gotten from I bought at the store. I get home and I realize they don't really fit like I wanted. Tried them on the store, it seemed okay, and then I don't know what happens, but when you get home, magically they just don't seem to fit like they did in the store. But that's all I wanted to talk about. Hats off to you guys who are here now living in the Philippines, because it does take a little bit of kuyans to come out here to Southeast Asia, Latin America, Philippines, and move. Get rid of the car, get rid of the house, get rid of your possessions. It's, you know, not everyone can do that. Like I said at the beginning of the video, maybe 75% of the people who view my channel and other Philippines channels probably will never ever move here. It's just a pipe dream, and they just never will get to that point. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let's have that conversation. Check out my accompanying website for a lot more information about everything. A free checklist of moving or traveling out to the Philippines to make sure you haven't forgotten anything. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.